Yo. Anywho, whatever time, whatever top portion, hulu, like Shnezam Ladis, they negula Mashiach. Toy. So, yeah, I say that Melech HaMashiach is a Tzoyra. It suffers from leprosy. It's a Hakim Melech HaMashiach. So they have the Inyan, people come, Mashiach, you tzaddik, this and this. So how can you tzaddik suffer from leprosy? So you have leprosy, if Lashon Hara, or the Inyan of Tumah, Lot the Holo, like the prophets say, chulu is a Hakim Mashiach, not be Tahor, not be a tzaddik Gamor, chulu. The only Inyan is, because you have to understand all the mashekin, the way the sheker works, chulu. So the whole inyan is tzaddik, more. We only have a certain amount of tzaddikim in the world at a time. It's a lamif of tzaddikim, chulu. But tzaddik more. Someone's a tzaddik. They don't want what's not theirs, chulu. What is it tzaddik want? He wants to serve Kucha Bichu. Moshe Rabbeinu wanted to be Kohen Gadol. Aaron the Kohen wanted to be Kohen Gadol. A tzaddik emiti doesn't want to be the king. Even Shmuel HaNavi, came and said, why do you want a king? A king is Melech Machamlochim. That's a whole other inyan. Inyan Melech Mashiach Tikkun, and that we wanted a king. B'chlal with the Tikkun. Mashiach is one with Shechin, Shoy Shechin Atzmus chulu. It's from the Machos Ayonat L'Tachtoin chulu. We have to understand, live in a world people believe is saying this is this and this is that chulu. And we had Am Yisrael from the king to the water carriers chulu. It means the Choshe comes and create all the shtiyot. They come to enslave everybody. You're nothing and I'm everything, and I'm gonna slave you all and you're all gonna be my little bitches. But now we work together. You have the Kohen Gadol, the king, the Nevi'im, and the king is the king, and the Navi is the Navi, and the Levi is the Levi, chulu, and the priest, the shlichim are the shlichim, chulu. It's like one time, you had this nice jazz place. I go Frankie and ours. We go to this jazz place in the village. Sitting at the jazz was my favorite jazz. We were sitting, it's awesome. And first I was sitting there just talking to this beautiful woman, and I was like, I was having a great conversation. I said, and where are you from? She says, oh, I'm from Raja. I'm from Palestine. I said, ooh. I said, okay, you have a nice day. What the inyan? That we can all have, if the Persians, the Persian leaders sitting in the land of Satan, hanging out with Adam Sandler and Seth. You understand, there's a way for us to come to peace with everybody. There's a way for peace. Like you wouldn't have peace with Lucy Liu. She's not coming to chop your head off. Maybe Gigi and Mia. You wouldn't have peace with Beyonce. There's a peace. There's a way to have peace with everybody. The way to have peace with everybody. All the umot, the shtuz the kedusha, the shit, all the umot coming to serve kucher b'chulu. But long story short, that's one inyan. Long story short, Frank's had to go pee, and the men's bathroom was full. So he went to the women's bathroom, and the woman started going nuts, and Frank's like, yo. Frank's like, I'm a trans whatever. Leave me alone. So this big motherfucker, 7'2" huge guy, kicked us all out. He said, don't, stop with the shtiyot, thanks, Frank. As long as he gives me his Kohen brachas, everything's okay. But the Kohen Gadol is the Kohen Gadol, and Koyrach is Koyrach, and even this Koyrach wanted to serve Hashem Yisbarach. Even Russia wanted to serve Hashem Yisbarach. So Hashem said, okay, Parshas Koyrach, maybe there's a Mefarish that in the Geula Shtaf the Koyrach comes back, Tchias HaMeisim, and one of the Kohenim, because he wanted to serve Hashem Yisbarach, chulu. Now with this tiyot and this sheker and that sheker, we have to understand this inyan, in the history of The history of kingships in Malchus Stras, you had kings that were Rashim and kings that were Tzaddikim, but the king is the king, Yanun Shmo. He's here to rule. He's here for us to Shatef Pula, for the king to the water carriers, the oneness, Ain't Sov Avis Yisrael, Chulu, Chulu, Chulu. The king, like the Rebbe talks, what does the king do? He's the life force. He's the heart of Am Yisrael. He pumps blood. Like at one time I received a letter from the Rebbe in the Igus HaKodesh. The Rebbe says, no, you should know, Coops. You need to spread the rivers of the water evenly. Chulu, chulu, chulu. Means, what does the king do? He spreads the waters of Kucha Birchu evenly to all Am Yisrael, like a branch to Menorah Chulu, to all 12 shvatim, the ends of love to everybody. He's one with everybody, understands everybody. Chulu, chulu, chulu. It's not this, all this sheker, this and this. Watching this movie, we come, they create this sheker, chulu, chulu, chulu. Because if you believe in shekers, watch this movie and they talk about the Mahdi, and they say, well, we believe the Mahdi is gonna come. And we believe the Mahdi is going to come. This Messiah, that Messiah. This Shabtai Tzvi and that Shabtai Tzvi. Chulu, chulu, chulu. And this is a way that we shouldn't do anything. And if you say this and say that, and this is going to happen, and this and this way. No, HaKadosh Baruch says, Tevnei li migdash v'shechanti b'tochem. There's no inyan of living dimyonos. Yesh dimyonos, but yesh inyan lasota, ma'asu ha'ikar. Like the Rebbe would always state, chulu, chulu, chulu. Not to believe in the dimyonos. The dimyonos is a design that we should never do anything. And we should always be waiting. And there's no, Mashiach is already here. It's for us, for the king, for the water, from the king to the water guards, for us to all work together in Shatef Pula. And do Hashem's will, put the base of Mikdash in place, chulu, chulu, v'chulu, and work together. This is what it means, Melech Yisrael, chulu, chulu, v'chulu. This is what it means, Melech Mashiach came, Melech Mashiach is here, because Melech is just to open your blind eyes and deaf ears, and start to Shatef Pula with Melech Mashiach, work together. Chulu, chulu, v'chulu. And then you have Melech Mashiach's here. But until we understand these things, so, this, that, we'll see what Kucha Brichu wants, but that's the inyan. They was able to do Baruch Hashem, was able to do. Hashem made me one miracle, another miracle in Pesach, out of nothing. This is the way of Kucha Brichu, the ends of love, So then they're able to do 3 Sudat Mashiach, it's a Kos Revya. I have my Kos is standing here, I didn't drink from the third one. I do for the Kos, for the third base of Migdash, and Kos Revya. נוב גז מעגולוסכם שמים ענן בחדם בחלום בוירי פרי הגופן. My wine, baby. Yeah, man, may God bless. Come serve some of the Shatef Pula base Midish Kanim Levim Shem is Marcus of Gabanis, Kataris become the company Menor, Golim base Mishav Levod, Mem, the Kolam myself, Mem, Kenny, what's on the Mitzaleved. I believe of love yourself in a loving heart and love one another like Kucha Brichu loves us. I believe long live the sweet queens. Yeah, man, may God bless. Mashiach here now. Nothing gives the man go lost. May God bless. Mine.